What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes checking in here on a Thursday. Today we get to talk to one of the top lightweights in the world, Grant Dawson. He's got a big fight coming up at UFC 302 in Newark, New Jersey. What's up, Dawson? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's really good to be back on the show. It's really good to have a fight booked. I'm super excited about this one. So
we're always talking to you coming off a win. You're 20-2, so that's been most of your career is just beating people up. Your most recent fight didn't go your way. How did that change in any way for you, or were you able to still keep a positive mentality because of the outstanding record you have?
Yeah, man. You win some, you lose some, you move on. Bobby beat me fair and square. I've got nothing. It really wasn't as big of a detriment as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be like super depressed. I thought I was going to be, this is the end of the world for me, but it really wasn't. Plenty of people have lost to guys that, on paper they should have beat. Islam Makhachev, who everybody believes is the second coming of MMA Jesus Christ. He got knocked out by a guy that went on a 7-fight losing streak after knocking him out. So, look what he can do. My teammate Dustin Poirier got knocked out by Justin Gaethje and now is fighting for the belt after just one win. So this sport goes fast, and you can't be sitting and wallowing in self-pity. Now, I'm taking things away from the fight that I need to get better on. I've been working on those things in the time off, and I'm excited to show how much better I've gotten and that I still belong in the top 15.
Well, that was my next top 15. You're top 10, bro. I wanted to ask you, what were some of those benefits? Was going to be my next question. So it's good that you took something out of it because it shows you're humble and you are receptive to improving, and not just feeling, oh, he got lucky. You know what I mean? So what were some of those benefits that came out of the loss?
Well, first off, I want to say that I don't believe in luck. I don't think that luck is a real thing. I don't think Bobby got lucky. He made a read and I made a read. His read was correct. My read was wrong. So that I don't know how you would say luck had anything to do with that. That was, calculated speed chess, and he was a little bit better that night. One of the things that we've really been working on is being able to read punches a little bit more, knowing where to put my head to stay safe, keeping a little bit of a higher guard, moving my feet a little bit more, and then staying in the pocket. Being more comfortable in the pocket when I do stay in the pocket. So there's just little things. It's really hard, and I'm not making an excuse here. It's really hard to take things away from a 33-second fight, but I think we got what we needed out of the fight, and I think all we can really do is work on what we think we need to work on and see how it goes in the next one.
I don't mean this as a disrespect to your opponent, but I just feel like you're further along in your division than Joe Solecki. So was this just more about keeping busy, or do you feel like the matchmaking's good here? Because I just think you're on a higher level than he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you. I think that I'm better than he is, but I also believe that I'm better than Bobby Green, and we saw what happened there. So, I can be a huge favorite. I can believe I'm better than this guy, but at the end of the day, I still have to go out there and prove that I'm better than this guy. As soon as I got cleared by the doctors to continue training and start going hard again in training, I started asking for a fight. I said, anybody you want to give me, that's fine. As long as they don't train at American Top Team, the answer is going to be yes. They had a couple names come my way. I said yes to them. They ended up falling through. And Joe Solecki, I think, was the only guy that was like, yeah, I'll fight this dude. And I don't know this, but I think he was like, I'll fight him, but I want to fight in my hometown in New Jersey. So I was like, cool, works for me. I'll be the bad guy. Let's do it, So he was man enough to step up. And I actually think that it's a really fun fight for grappling fans. I know they're few and far between, but me and Joe Solecki are pretty much the same guy. I think I've got a little bit better wrestling. I think he's got a little bit better traditional jiu-jitsu. And I think we're gonna see a grappler's delight in this one.
I got an idea, Grant Dawson. Since you're already embracing kind of being the bad guy because you're going to New Jersey, either you can steal his swag and come out to Springsteen, right, and just kind of ruin his deal, or you can come out to Springsteen and then have the DJ scratch the record like, and then come out to your thing, almost like you're throwing shade, and really go all in on being a heel. Any of those ideas spark you?
I've already got my walkout song picked out, but it's not. I'm definitely not worried about being a heel. one of the things that I think Bobby Green did really well was playing games, and he was really refusing to, be my friend. And I know this is gonna sound stupid, but it was like it was the first time I fought somebody that just absolutely refused any type of, at least a handshake at all. And I don't want to say that that's what messed with me. I don't want to say that's what won him the fight, but it was one of those situations where it's like, dude, I got to quit being so nice to people. I'm here to hurt people. Like, it's nothing personal. Let's get after it. So I wouldn't say that I'm taking the heel, but I definitely am done with the nice guy routine.
Grant, I wanted to ask you, so I was kind of under the impression that you've been gone this time because of an injury. Turns out it hasn't been an injury. It's just been hard to get a fight. Like I mentioned to you before we started the interview, like, we enjoy watching you fight. We think you do a great job of, when they give you the mic, saying something that means something, that makes us remember you. What do you think has to change to make it easier for you to get a fight? Is it people don't want to fight you? Is it fighting style related? What do you think it is?
I think this was more situational, because when I fought, excuse me, after I fought Mark Madsen, it was pretty easy to get a decently quick turnaround, because I was ranked. I had a number next to my name. There was a little bit more reward in fighting me. But I completely understand people not wanting to fight me now. I'm coming off of a loss. I'm not in the top 15 anymore. There's a lot of questions about, how good I actually am. So I get it. So if somebody goes in there and starches me, everybody's just going to say, well, Grant's not as good as we thought he was. If I go in there and starch them, it's, they got beat for really no reward. So I get the risk versus reward. It does get annoying too, especially when it gets to the point where I'm like, dude, I will fight anybody that does not have ATT affiliation next to their name. Like, behind me, in front of me, next to me, I don't care, as long as they don't train at ATT. Give me a name, and Joe Solecki was the guy.
Gotcha. And you're going to be the away team here on this one. We were also kind of talking about, what about cards outside of the United States? Is that anything that interests you? Or are you happy kind of being the US guy and more predominantly the Vegas guy?
The Apex guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to be the best in the world, not the best in Florida. So if they want to put me on a card that's somewhere in the middle of nowhere with completely opposite sleep schedule, I'll get on that plane and I'll fight those guys. But I'm happy that I'm finally out of the Apex. I enjoy fighting at the Apex. Let me rephrase that. I enjoy fighting in Vegas because I've got the PI, I've got everything I need. I know exactly where everything is. The Airbnbs there are amazing and decently cheap. I love fighting in Vegas. Fighting in the Apex is getting kind of annoying, just because it's really quiet in there. It doesn't really give you that hype feel. I haven't fought in front of a crowd since 2019, so I'm super excited about being able to get back in front of a crowd and really show my stuff. I think if this fight goes the way I think it's going to go, I think that a lot more people are going to know who I am, just because I will be in front of a crowd. I will be on a really big pay-per-view. And right now they have me in the perfect slot on the card, if they don't change it, to where I could get probably quite a few eyes on me.
Tell us about that chalupa you just smashed. Is that one of your favorite? Do you like Mexican food? What's your top 3?
My wife makes amazing food. She made me a steak chalupa. It was absolutely delicious. She's such a cheat code when it comes to fight camp, because she knows when to leave me alone. She knows when to love on me, and she knows how to make me delicious food that I absolutely love. I'm a super picky eater. I'm the guy that will go hungry before eating something that he doesn't like. So having her here understand that she can make me the foods that I like, it's such a big cheat code.
Wait, what don't you eat?
I don't eat tomatoes. I refuse. I could be starving on an island. I won't eat a tomato. I hate tomatoes. I don't know if there's anything like specifically like that you could name. Nothing comes to mind other than tomatoes. I'm always like, no tomatoes. No tomatoes. But
so that means no ketchup?
I don't mind ketchup. It's like
Okay.
it's the consistency of actual tomatoes, Like, I don't mind ketchup. Obviously, I love pizza. I know there's tomatoes in pizza. I don't like chunks of tomato. So like old-fashioned spaghetti where like they got the chunks in there, I don't like that. It's got to be ground up. I am really picky. Nothing comes off the top of my head on specifically what I won't eat right now other than tomatoes, but I'm pretty picky when we go out.
That ain't bad though. He's no onions. I'm no olives.
Ooh, the olives are disgusting.
I don't get them.
Or onions.
I don't understand it either. And I see people eating olives like as a snack. I'm like, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Okay, so this next fight here.
Hold on a second. He didn't tell us his top 3 cuisines. Didn't you ask him his top? What are your top cuisines? Like Mexican, Italian, American, or
Chinese,
Cuban?
My 3 top favorite places to eat are any sushi buffet, any type of pizza, and then McDonald's. So, no. Actually, Shake Shack. Shake Shack has taken the place of McDonald's. I love Shake Shack. Oh my god.
I know we've brought up Masvidal quite a few times. Maybe this was before the interview, but has he ever shown you his McDonald's hack?
Mm-mm.
So
I'm a little upset because he knows how much I love McDonald's.
He does a surf and turf. So what he does is he gets a Big Mac and then he gets a fillet of fish and then he smashes them together and makes them a double. And then he also does the quarter pounder, but with Big Mac sauce. I've
done that before.
Yeah,
I've done that before. I like the Big Mac, but it's like a lot of bread for very little meat. I'd rather do a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Getting hungry.
Hey, so okay, this fight here, right? Happening more towards the front end of the year. What do you think for the rest of the year? And if we talk to you maybe around the same time next year, what do you think we would be talking about? What do you think you can do in that time period?
Well, I'd love to tell you that I got 6 fights in this year, all of them knockouts, and I'm now number 1 in the world and looking for a title shot. That'd be great. But realistically, I think I'm going to beat Joe Solecki. I'm going to beg for a fight, and then not fight until late December. Again, no fault of the UFC, no fault of Sean Shelby. I know he's doing his best to match me up. I just think I'm a really tough guy to match up. I think a lot of this is going to depend on the performance against Joe. I think that if I go out there and I win a split decision, I don't think anybody's going to be impressed with me. I got to go out there. I got to make a statement. I got to, everybody's always talking about not putting pressure on yourself. I don't believe in that. Put pressure on me. I'm going to be able to deal with it. My ancestors back in the day would hunt lions. You don't think that there was pressure on them to hunt these lions and woolly mammoths and stuff to feed their family? Put the pressure on me. I'm going to be able to perform. And I'm really, really hoping to get somebody in the top 15 after this fight. But first, Joe Solecki has my undivided attention.
Grant, I'm looking at the UFC rankings. What a joke. Seriously, you're not in there? You weren't kidding when you said that.
Yeah, I was top 10 in the world, and in 33 seconds, I got unranked.
I got you at number 9 on the USA Today Sports and MMA Junkie rankings. How is someone going to slip down to that record or to not be in the top 15 based off of one loss to a quality opposition? It's not like you lost to someone coming out of Tough or Dana White Contender Series or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't like their rankings. I've never been too big of a fan of their rankings. I think they're too what have you done lately? I think it takes a while to pad a resume, and you don't just fall off because of one fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I will say, they did somebody even dirtier than they did me, and that's Matt Favola. Matt Favola has a win over Jalen Turner, who was number 10 in the world until he lost to Moicano. And he has a win over Drew Dober, who I don't think is ranked right now, but he's been top 15, top 14 for the last 6 years, and he beat both of them. He lost to one guy and the Frenchman and got kicked out of the rankings. Dude, they did him way worse than they did me. That was bad,
You're 22-1 overall and 8-1-1 in the UFC. I mean, you know how many fighters would love to have that record? I don't know. I'm sure you're just as pissed about it as I am. But the focus is now Joe Solecki. You just got to go out there and do your thing. Tell me, can you share what spot are you on the card? Because you seem to think that you might get a good pop with a solid win over Solecki in his hometown crowd. Are you the opening bout, or where are you on the card?
Well, they have me. Well, right now this could change at any time, but they have me as us as the last fight before the pay-per-view. And I
Okay.
think that's a great spot to be in, because the guys who aren't going to buy the pay-per-view are watching, and the guys that are going to buy the pay-per-view are watching, because nobody's just like, yeah, I'm not going to watch the UFC until the pay-per-view comes out. You're going to watch the fights, and then everybody who can't afford the pay-per-view is going to be watching up to that point. So I think they got me right at the perfect spot. Obviously, fights fall through, things could change. They might, shift me down to the second fight of the night. Like, it is what it is. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my job no matter where I am at the card. But where they have me at this moment, I'm really happy about it.
I think an emphatic finish, blasting with elbows, or getting a submission, or putting fists on someone, obviously would be the best thing, because that's, I think, what resonates with fans. You become a highlight machine. You are eligible for bonuses. So yeah, just go out there and do your thing. You seem like you're really focused, and you're keeping just a little bit of an edge over that last fight and going into this fight, which is good. So we wish you the best. Thanks for the time as always here on Junkie Radio.
Thanks, guys, for having me. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Don't forget about Peruvian food.
I will not. It's on my list. Don't worry.
All right. Take care. See you
Later.